All right, let's get right into it with our two-a-day look at MLB win totals. Today, we'll be talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Yankees. The Pittsburgh Pirates won 76 games last season. They finished in last place. Their over-under is set at 77 and a half. And I think any conversation about this ball club has to start with the strength, and that is their starting rotation led by National League Rookie of the Year, Paul Skeens. This guy is already one of the most exciting pitchers in all of baseball. His rookie year stats were so impressive. 11-3 record, 1.96 ERA, 0.95 whip, 170 strikeouts in 133 innings pitched. He is a legit Cy Young candidate. Mitch Keller is also a dependable pitcher with solid experience. He'll slot in as number 2. And Jared Jones didn't have quite the rookie season that Skeens did, but he showed a lot of promise, and I love him as a number 3. The back end of the rotation is very solid too. Andrew Heaney, Bailey Falter, neither is elite, but both are capable arms. They did lose Luis Ortiz in the offseason to the Guardians. That stings a little bit, but this is still one of the better rotations in the National League Central. Now, there is something that could be a strength or it could be a big concern on this team, and that is their bullpen. There seems to be a lot of buzz around newcomer Caleb Ferguson, but I got to be honest with you, his last 2 seasons have been mediocre at best. Now, if he can return to his earlier dominant form, he will be a major asset. I'm just not sold on that. Closer David Bednar was a disaster for much of last season, and unless he finds his form again, I'm very concerned about this bullpen. They do have some young arms, but there's just not enough depth, in my opinion, to trust here. So bottom line is when the Pirates have a lead, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to hold it. Just too many question marks. Now, as much as I don't love their bullpen, I am more concerned about the offense here. This lineup ranked in the bottom third of Major League Baseball in nearly every major category last year. There's little reason to believe that it's going to improve based on their offseason moves. Now, Andrew McCutchen, I love the guy, but he's 38 years old. Yes, he's a Pirates legend, but slotting him in at the number 4 spot day in and day out is a concern for me. I do like a couple bright spots. O'Neal Cruz, he's a dynamic talent. He should continue to improve. And Brian Reynolds is a solid hitter. But the team signed Spencer Horwitz in the offseason, hoping that he would bring some pop. Unfortunately, he got injured. He's going to be out at least 6 to 8 weeks. So simply put, this team is going to struggle to score runs consistently. Final verdict is this. The Pirates have not made the playoffs since 2015, and they've won more than 78 games only once in that span. Not a good franchise. The rotation is strong, but bullpen inconsistency and offensive struggles make it hard to trust them. So we're going to take the under 77 and a half, and we are going to give it 3 baseballs on the confidence meter. Let's switch to the AL now and talk about the New York Yankees, who won the American League East and won 94 games. The odds makers predict that they're going to take a little bit dip backwards. Their over-under is set at 89 and a half. I think we got to start talking about their rotation and, unfortunately, the injuries that have hit this squad. We'll start with Garrett Cole, who had Tommy John surgery. He's out for the season. It's a massive loss. Luis Gil is also hurt, although he could return in 6 to 8 weeks. The good news is they did bring in Max Fried from the Braves. He'll take over as the ace. This guy's stats, career-wise, 3.07 ERA and 1.16 whip over 8 seasons. He's a top-tier starter when healthy. Carlos Rodon will be their number 2, but he's been inconsistent. And Clark Schmidt, while he has shown some promise, not a sure thing yet. With the injuries, the back end of the rotation has some major question marks. Now, their biggest strength is their bullpen. They made a massive bullpen upgrade by acquiring Devin Williams from the Brewers in the offseason. I love this move. His 24 stats, 1.27 ERA, a 0.99 whip. He is truly one of the most dominant closers in baseball. Luke Weaver, Ian Hamilton, Tim Hill, Jake Cousins all provide great depth, making this one of the strongest bullpens in the American League. Late game leads should be very safe with this group. Now, Their lineup, it's going to look drastically different than last year, but it still should remain elite. Aaron Judge is the reigning American League MVP and continues to show that he is a generational talent. His 322 average, 54 home runs, and 144 RBI in 2024 were simply ridiculous. Now, losing Juan Soto hurts, of course, but the Yankees added Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt, so I think this offense is going to be fine. The 24 Yankees offensive rankings included first in home runs, third in RBI, and ninth in batting average. So while the names are going to be different, I just don't see the production dropping off a lot. This team will hit and score, and it will do both a lot. Final verdict. This is a tricky one because of the injuries. 89.5 wins seems low to me, but if Luis Gil returns quickly, young arms step up and the bullpen delivers, I do think the Yankees are going to clear that number. So we're going to take the over here, 89.5, but we're going to keep it at 2 baseballs on the confidence meter. That's all we got today, CME Nation. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 more. Take care. See ya.